This is your one and only Firespark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Freeform Friday, where we play some random video game, and today's game is called Eco. Alright, so I've already started playing this game a little bit because the beginning of it, it's rather grindy, and I wanted to get into it a little bit so that you guys could see a little more of the game and what it's all about, instead of just, me chopping down trees for 20 minutes, because that's essentially what you do for the first bit of this game. So this is a game where you affect everything in your environment. You can overpollute your environment, you can kill off a whole species, you can deforest your environment, and not have any trees accessible, run yourself out of food, just all kinds of stuff. Anything that you can do to an environment in real life, you can pretty much do to this environment. The whole concept or premise of this game is that, and you have to stop a meteor, and I don't see it in the sky anywhere right now. You can actually see the meteor in the sky. We might have to wait till we get to a certain rotation here, but you have to stop this meteor, and you start out with nothing. You have to tech up to the point where you can actually blow a meteor out of the sky, which is a really cool concept because you have to do all of that without screwing up your world as well. So if you take a look here, we have a full-on world. It is a globe. You can run completely around it, and this is it. This is your world. You can see we got a big old ocean there, and land masses, mountains, a cold area there, and another cold area here. Like, it's a legit planet that you are on and that you have to maintain and keep the balance of. So let's get to playing it. I got to a point where I figured it would start to be interesting. I'm just to the point where I'm really starting to unlock neat stuff and stuff like being able to farm and things like that. So we're going to go over here, and this is our research table. This further unlocks stuff for us. If we just hit the tab key and we click down here, you can see I have already unlocked some things, some abilities. Every time you unlock stuff here, you gain more things that you can do, and everything has levels to it, and as you level up, it costs you more skill points per level. Like, you can see the first level, and this one's actually going to cost me 5, and this one is going to cost me 10 for level 1. And if we come over here to this one, I can put a point in this, and it's only going to cost me, 1 point to gain a level in this. So they all vary a little bit. I already have 4 levels in this, and they've all only cost me 1 point each. However, you can see I have 4 levels in this one, and the next level is going to cost me 5. So let's look here. I want to get to farming, and that's because everything you do is based off your calories. Here's your calories. This also tells you how many points you are going to get based on the amount of calories that you eat. And so calories also allow you to do stuff. If you're chopping down a tree and you run out of calories, it then tells you that you do not have enough calories to continue chopping down the tree. So food is very important, and I don't want to hunt things to death, and I don't want to hunt to begin with. So we're going to look for the farming book here. Where are you at here, farming book? Here you are. We need to find, I thought I had everything, but we need to find, I got the huckleberries, I got the corns, we need the cremini mushroom. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go mushroom hunting. Okay, so, I guess that's kind of cool for us to do. We're gonna have to go down here. I think I know where there's some at. Now, this is a very casual game. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's a survival game, but it's a very casual survival game. You're not really, you can run low on calories and you don't die, and you don't really take fall damage. You can see here. Yeah, nothing. But it is early access still, so that could all change. You don't have to drink or anything like that. But like I said, I don't know what their roadmap is. That could all change in the future. I kind of wish it would. The fact that you don't really have a health bar, your only real challenge that you have currently is focusing on what you're doing, eating some calories, and getting that meteor out of the sky before you blow up the planet. It would be cool if you had to, worry about actually being hungry and took damage when you were hungry and had to drink, worry about, if you're hot or you're cold and all of that stuff. Actually, having to sleep, like if you had to get tired and you had to sleep, that would be cool too. I thought there was some mushrooms. I spawned in around here somewhere, I think, and I thought there was some mushrooms around here. So I'm going to hunt those down so that we can unlock farming and actually do something entertaining other than just running around looking for mushrooms. Okay, so we are back. I got the mushroom spores that I needed, and we're going to craft this up. So we craft this skill book. You can see here it's going to take 5 minutes. It's going to pull this stuff out of connected inventory. It's one thing I really like, or one of the many things I like about this game is you can connect inventories together, so it just knows that there's stuff in there, and you don't have to go deal with transporting it back and forth, which is just a real nice quality of life feature there. So we're just going to click order. And we need to let that process. That's going to take 5 minutes before we can learn or further learn any more types of farming stuff. So I had a fish trap over here, and on my way back, I noticed that the fish trap had fish in it. So we're going to go grab that fish out of there real quick, and we're going to see if we can cook it up. I don't know if I have the ability to cook up salmon yet, but we will find out. One other thing is that, there's a few things that I should say that kind of bug me about this game so far, but it's early access, so please keep that in mind as I make these critiques. You can't like shift click stuff, so it doesn't work for me. If you can, I don't know. So I have an empty inventory here. If I shift click, you can see nothing happens. If I shift, shift right click? Now that shift click normally brings up this, so you can split stacks. So you see I shift click that, and if I drag and drop that back on top, it will recombine it. And I can, if I right click, I just eat them, and you can't shift right click. So you can see that doesn't work either. So shift left click splits, but shift right click doesn't do anything. And then like control click doesn't do anything. Control right click doesn't do anything. There's just no way to just click and quickly drop stuff into an inventory, which slightly annoys me just a little bit. Like that would be really nice to be able to do that. The other thing that bugs me is there's a slight head bob and you can't turn it off. If I sprint, it's more, you can see it when I sprint. It's just a little bit. It's not the worst head bob I've seen, and it's barely noticeable when you're just walking, but we should really have the option to turn that off, and it shouldn't even be in the game anyway. I hate head bob. It's stupid, and devs of this game and all devs out there, stop it with the head bob. First of all, devs of this game, give us an option to turn it off. Devs of all other games in the future, don't put head bob in your game. It's dumb. Does your head bob when you're running around? Do you notice it? No, because your brain and your eyes autocorrect for it and you don't notice it. And I mean, it does, but you don't see it. And you shouldn't see it in games. My brain and my eyes can't correct it in the game. And it just annoys me. I hate it. Hate the head bob. Okay, now that I'm done ranting, we're going to drop the fuel in here. So we're just going to right click to put the fuel in our fire. We're still cooking. What are we still cooking? We're still cooking beets. Let's see if we can add the salmon to that. We got campfire salmon. Sure can. All right, we're just going to add that bad boy in there as well. And I think we're good on that front. Let me show you a little bit of how you move stuff around as far as like your world and stuff like that. The whole world is like Minecraft and all those other games. It's voxel based. You can move stuff around. However, you only do it one clump at a time if you're doing it manually. Later, there are excavators and stuff like that, big machinery that you can get to change your world. But when you're just starting out, you're doing one shovel at a time. There we got one shovel of dirt, and you just move one shovel of dirt, and that does the thing. So that's how that's done. Let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and take this across a little bit. I'll show you chopping down a tree. I really like how they did chopping down trees. It's like legit chopping down a tree. Okay, so we're going to come over here, and I'm going to stand on this side because I want it to fall that way, and we'll just start chopping. And there you go. And your guy yells timber. And so then you have all these branches and you hit those, and those give you wood pulp. So you can see I'm getting 5 wood pulp per. I'm I'm going to need to chop these big branches off here before I can do anything with this. So we'll get rid of that guy there. And we'll get rid of this guy right here. Get off their big branch. And I leave a lot of this wood pulp because I have so much of it already. I don't really care. I'll come collect it later. But then you chop each chunk of the log off like that, and then you pick it up. And you can only carry so many logs at a time. I think my max right now is 20. We'll find out here in a second. Yeah, 20. So then you bring it back to your stockpile. And you don't have to put it in your stockpile. You can just pile it up anywhere, but your stockpile is an inventory that you can connect to other things. So I like to pile everything in my stockpile. So we're just going to put that in there, and then we'll continue harvesting the rest of these logs up. Just going to go through and break up this tree, and if it still has yellow around it, that usually means you can break it up again. So we're going to collect all of these logs, and that, well, we're already at our max. We're getting a lot of logs out of that tree. Okay, we'll go ahead and put those on there and get these last couple here. So that's how you do logging in this. You can see trees are regrowing. You just kind of wait over time and just let them regrow. As far as I know, as long as there's other trees around, trees will continue to spawn. So you can see we got plenty of other trees, and trees are growing around us, and I'll chop them down later. Okay, so let me show you mining, because there is mining as well. So to get stone, which I have a bunch of it right here behind my base, part of the reason I made my base where I did, you just do that, and it's very much like the trees. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit this one too. And we got another one we got to break up there. And then we'll just go through and hit E to pick all of that up when we're at our max. And then you can bring that over and toss that in your stockpile as well. And you notice down here at the bottom, we have our carrying. There are things like the stone and the wood and stuff that cannot go in your inventory, and it carries. You have to carry it, and you can only carry so many. It's kind of immersive and realistic like that. So if you want to pull it out of your stockpile, you just click on your stockpile, and you can see there it says take. So we're just going to do that. We'll take, and that pulls something random out, usually whatever the biggest thing is. So we just pulled out a bunch of hewn logs. So I'm going to put those back. You can also hit E to open it up and pull out something specific. So if you have a stockpile just for wood and you're just going to run up, you can just click take. However, I have a stockpile with multiple different things in it. So I cannot drag this stuff to my inventory. This stuff has to be dragged to your carry slot. So you just drag it down and drop it into your carry slot, and then now you're carrying a bunch of logs. So, I may have bugged things just a bit there. Did I bug things? Yes. Can we just put them back in there? Yeah, there we go. All right. So like I said, this game's early access. So if you see any bugs or anything like that, just kind of ignore them, because, you know, they'll get fixed eventually, I'm sure. So just keep that in mind. If you see anything that you don't like in this game, it is early access, and pretty much everything you see is subject to change. So we're going to go back in here and, oh, so our book is done. We're going to collect it. Okay, so now with the book, and actually, you know what? I need to make another storage chest. So let's do that real quick. So we just look down here, storage. So there's the stockpile. You can just make those. They cost you 4 wood. But I want the chest right here. That's going to cost me 8. That's going to take a minute to craft. So we'll go ahead and let that craft up. You hit B to bring up your backpack, and we're just going to drag this to our backpack. Now, all we have to do is right click on that, and that gives us this right here. And then we keep this so we can continue to make these scrolls and then give them out to our friends if we want to, or sell them or anything like that. So then we're going to just use it. Actually, why is it not using it? Let's drag that over to our inventory. There we go. Now we're using it. And you can see that we also got more property flags. So those, if we drag that over here, you can see my current property. Let me get up here. So you can see that's my current property right now. And you place the property flags, and those just extend your property. And you can see your property on the map too. You can see, if we zoom in here, you can see that's my land right there. So let's go ahead and let's extend our property. I'm going to extend it out further down this way here. So we're just going to place that. Cannot claim property. Oh, no, I guess we're inside our property line. So there we go. Let's place it right there on the white, and we'll just place it like so. And then we'll do the same thing right here. And then we'll do the same thing in this corner. And there we go. Now we've extended our property out even more. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it over this way and encompass all of our what you call it here, our stockpile. So let's go right here and we'll just place that, and you can rotate it and all that stuff, but you really shouldn't have to for the most part. You should just be able to place it like so. There we go. So that now we've claimed a larger chunk of property and we can build on it and we can lock down things and stop people from using it. And you don't have to link it together. If I wanted to, I could come over here and just claim a whole new chunk of property somewhere else. So you can have like your house property, and then you could have, say, a store property, because you can set up stores and all of that stuff in this game as well. I mean, you can do a lot. This game gives you the options to vote in a government, set laws, just all kinds of stuff that you can do with this game. It's a really, really well thought out game. And I mean, it's still in early access. I can't wait to see where it goes in the future with the amount of stuff you can do. If you look down here, that's our backpack. If I click this, all this other stuff here will bring up a browser menu and show you all this stuff. So we have this here. This is our economy viewer. We have our graphs. We have objectives. Then we have chat log, which that just brings up a little chat box over here. You can see there's our chat log, and it also shows you what you've been doing and gives you a RPG style rundown of all of that good stuff. And then we have the government. So yeah, just all kinds of different stuff that you can do there, and you can highlight over your backpack to see what you have access to. And yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm really liking it so far. So let's see here. So we did our farming. Now we need to learn more farming skills. So let's do that. Let's hit tab to bring up our cursor, and we're going to click over here. Oh, let's try that again. We're going to click over here and bring this up, and we're going to go to farming. And now we have this available, which this is what I'm excited for, because I want to be able to actually like create farmland. So we're going to just go ahead and learn that. So now that's learned. You can see it tells you it costs you 0 points just to learn the base. So we learned the base. Now, I guess we're just gonna have to put a point in this, the hoe. Okay. So that upped our farming efficiency. What is this? This is seed production. Burn spore recipe. All right, well, let's just learn this a couple of times. Let's get to level 4. Let's be able to do corn. Oh, well, I guess that's it. We maxed that out. Okay, great. Seed production efficiency. Let's go ahead and crank a few points in that. Let's do one more. And what is this? Seed production speed. Okay, let's do a couple points in that. So our next one in here is 5. I wonder... So can we make the farm? We should be able to make the farming table and use that now, I think. So let's look at this here. And let's see, farm table. Okay, so what do we need here? We need dirt. So we're going to have to put dirt in the stockpile. Okay, so we're just going to do that. All this dirt that I added here earlier, I don't like. I'm just going to come over here and we're just going to place it in the stockpile. And then we should be able to craft that. So I'm going to do that real quick and get our table crafted and placed. Okay, so I got the table all placed here, and essentially what this table allows us to do is turn the items that we've collected into the seed version so that we can then plant them, which is really cool because I got a bunch of ferns, but my backpack was full, so I didn't get any fern spores. Now I can turn those into actual spores and then plant them, and it also gave me the ability to use the hoe here. So I think what I'm going to do is just plant the garden right out here, maybe right over here to the side. Like, I think this right here might be a decent spot. So what we're going to do first is harvest all of this grass. So you can take the sides to this grass and you can harvest it and get a bunch of plant fibers. So we're going to do that first and get that all clear because I don't want to waste them. I don't know if I was to put dirt over top of this, it would remove the grass, and I don't know if hoeing is going to remove the grass. So I want to make sure that I get as much as I can out of this so that I don't got to go hunt it down later. So we'll just continue to harvest that all up like so. And I think that should be That should be pretty good right there like that. Okay, let's check out this hoe and see how this works. So we just hoe up a little plot of land like that. Do we just hold it down? Okay. So that does that. Now I'm wondering, okay, so it does remove, no, maybe, okay, yeah, it does remove the grass. Just takes a second. So now I'm wondering, do we have to water it? I have no idea how farming works in this game. I watched a little bit of a Let's Play on this game, but not really enough to get a full understanding of the game, just enough to get an idea, enough to know that I wanted to check it out and show it off to you all and play it. So I'm gonna make a decent sized garden here. Like this ain't gonna be no little dinky garden. Like I'm gonna go all the way across here like this. I'm gonna go back down this way. Hoeing is extremely slow. Okay, there we go. That's good enough for now. Good enough for us to check it out and see how it works. Okay, so do I look at this and okay, so you just look at it and you right click. That works. Okay, so let's plant a row of corn like so. Plant that and let's do some mushrooms. Let's do those on this back spot here. Get some mushrooms growing. And you know what? I'm going to plant another row of corn. I'm going to get a nice row of corn going here. 2 rows of corn. Because corn, I feel like, is a good thing. When is corn not a good thing? Corn is definitely a good thing. Okay, so we got that. Let's put the corn in there. And can that inventory slot not be broken now? I don't even know where I put my axe. Where did I put my axe? Actually, I want to swap those out for the awesome iron axe. One other thing I've noticed is I can't figure out how to throw things away. I don't know. I don't know if you even can throw things away because I can't drag and drop to the ground. That's not a thing. So I don't know. I don't know how you throw things away. I don't know if you can. It would be nice to know that. Is this still broken? Yep, I guess that's going to be broken the entire rest of this game. One thing I have noticed, if something bugs out, usually just restarting the game fixes it. So hopefully when we restart, that won't be a big deal. I'm going to plant some wheat because we're going to up our cooking level and I want to be able to, I feel like baking bread's going to be one of the first things that we're going to learn how to do. So I want some wheat going there and we'll drag that there and let's do beets. I have some beet seeds here somewhere because the charred beets give us good stuff, or good calorie count. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's plant some charred beets or some beet seeds, so we can make charred beets. Let's just plant those right there like so. Okay, so I think that's a decent little garden to start with. I like it. I think it'll get us going at least. And unfortunately, we have hit our wrap-up time for this episode. So this has been Eco. If you like what you saw, consider hitting that sub button. I want to give a big thank you to my Patreon supporters for making this episode possible. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to join my elite crew of Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.